It's a sunny afternoon. It's a kind of day that feels like a promise. You're dressed perfectly. Your hair, your outfit, everything is in place. Guests smile. Cameras click. You stand at the altar, and everyone thinks you're happy. But behind the smile, there's a memory that keeps replaying. The quiet evenings you spent hoping someone would notice you. The little pangs in your chest when love didn't arrive. The way your heart learned to settle before it even knew what it wanted. No one sees it. No one hears it. It's a silence filled with compromise, with fear, with a subtle kind of surrender. And that's the moment most people don't notice. The moment when marriage starts not with love, but with a choice your heart didn't fully make. If you've ever wondered how did I end up here, or why did I say yes when my heart whispered no, stay with me. This video might feel uncomfortably familiar. Today we're talking about the psychology of people who marry someone they don't love. Some people marry someone they don't love because fear shows up quietly years before the wedding day. They remember watching friends pair off, scrolling through engagement announcements, feeling the social clock tick louder with each passing birthday. Their nervous system whispers, better someone than no one. And over time, fear begins to outweigh longing. Safety becomes a more urgent need than passion. Others arrive there through emotional exhaustion. They lie awake, replaying past heartbreaks, wondering why love always seems like too much effort. When a steady, reliable option appears, it doesn't excite them, it soothes them. Relief feels like love, and sometimes that's enough to make a decision stick. Many are shaped by family, culture, and expectation. Love fades. Stability matters more, they were told. These beliefs settle quietly in the mind. Saying yes becomes easier than defending a feeling no one else seems to value. And by the time adulthood arrives, the choice to marry is no longer about chemistry, it's about making sense on paper. Then there's the comfort trap. They meet someone calm, predictable, safe. Nothing excites the heart, nothing awakens the butterflies, but there's no danger either. And after years of chaos, the mind mistakes calm for love. Relief becomes the closest thing to passion they've ever experienced. And sometimes, they cling to the idea that love will grow later. They tell themselves, feelings come after marriage. Everyone says so. The brain postpones discomfort with hope. But hope is fragile, and sometimes waiting becomes a life sentence. Finally, there's low self-worth. They think, I should be grateful, someone chose me. Desire feels risky. Hope feels dangerous. The mind opts for what's safe, not what's fulfilling, convincing itself it's enough. And years later, the patterns become visible. There are some signs that you are in loveless marriage. You notice that relief feels stronger than excitement. You don't feel drawn to them. You feel safe from being alone. Physical touch feels like a chore, a routine, a requirement. Kisses, hugs, closeness, they are no longer language, they are performance. You feel lighter when they're not around. Not because you hate them, but because your nervous system finally gets a moment to breathe. You stop sharing your real self. Your dreams, your fears, your quirks, they're locked away. Conversations revolve around logistics, bills, schedules, kids. Not drama, not hatred, just hollowness. You fantasize about another life. Not necessarily another person, but a version of yourself that feels alive again. The you who laughs fully, who feels desire, who can hope without hesitation. And the hardest truth, this isn't weakness. It isn't selfishness. It's your inner world telling the truth. Love isn't compatibility. It isn't stability. Love is aliveness. And if being married requires you to shrink, numb out, or disappear, that's not peace. It's emotional survival. When the wedding is over, when the guests go home, and the photos sit on the shelf, the quiet cost begins. Loneliness inside marriage is subtler than being alone. It's the ache of the unshared self. The life that's functional on the outside can feel hollow on the inside. The body doesn't lie. Your soul keeps score. And over the years, it records every moment of unmet connection. What you feel isn't failure. It's human survival, adapting to the love that never arrived. So, why do people marry without love? Because sometimes the fear of being alone is louder than the voice of desire. And sometimes love is confused with relief. But understanding this isn't about blame. It's about seeing the invisible forces that guide choices we barely recognize, the quiet emotional cost that follows. People who marry without love don't fail at relationships. They adapt to their emotional environment. But adaptation isn't the same as fulfillment. And eventually the mind asks the question it delayed for years: what part of me did I silence to make this work? If this video stirred something in you, that doesn't mean you failed. It means you're finally listening. And sometimes healing doesn't start with leaving. It starts with being honest about the memories you've been carrying all along.